That's good that you say this because, look, this Christmas, we had a little break, right? Serie A had a little break. So we were able to, it's Christmas, New Year's, all this stuff. We were able to watch a lot more of the Premier League and be, completely focused on it, which I watch a lot of. Those guys hate VAR more than we hate VAR. I thought we complained about the system. They complain 10 times more.
VAR is
I've
a
never
joke
seen
right
so many I shouldn't say mistakes. I've never seen so much controversy around the VAR like I saw with them. And what's hilarious, and I'm really happy that I got to watch some Premier League because it was eye-opening.
But that's their first year. It's still experimental.
What we were mad at, we kept saying here that the VAR room should make the call, right, Antonio?
Oh, don't bring him up again.
How many times did you say that the VAR
100
room?
times, and you're fine. Every time I say, again, we know that.
Okay.
I kept saying that, and now everybody's telling me that I'm right.
1 second. Okay, this is what I'm saying. In Premier League, they do not let the referee go watch VAR. The VAR room makes it. And guess what? Everybody's mad about that. They say the referee should make the decision and not the VAR room.
Because he's on the field.
So everybody is mad either way.
One of your favorite coaches, Carlo Ancelotti, he said that the referee should always make the call. Okay? And that he was arguing in the conference when they had the conference. Right?
So to further explain what...
yeah, go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, go ahead.
To further explain what they were mad at, there's a bunch of calls that were centimeters, if you even smaller, of offsides, where they have to, bring the freaking protractor and they put their little dotted lines and they check the thing.
The tip of the shoes or things like that.
The guy didn't trim his toenails.
But what about somebody's wearing, for example, a pair of shoes that looks like 3 numbers over what the size?
Well, he shouldn't be doing
that. You can't kick the ball and you don't have balance.
I don't think you're wearing
Takes the X-ray to see where the toe is. Okay,
Carlo's just rolling his eyes over there. It's like, don't mind us.
But listen, just to finish it.
Go ahead.
They're mad that they're saying that, when they have to zoom in all the way to the guy's freaking toe, or in one case, I think Liverpool didn't get a goal against them because of a heel that was, there's no advantage in that. And that if you can't tell when you're looking, that it shouldn't be called. So it's a big controversy, and they're thinking about changing the rule.
Yeah, well, no, I agree with that. I mean, now we are at the point where you have to be a math major because they're looking at geometry and they're looking at your body, and then they draw a line perpendicular to the ground to see where
there's a longer nose.
This is not the way soccer
Poor Zlatan, right?
was supposed to be.
Crazy.
To me, you look at it with your eyes. If you can determine by looking at it a couple of times that it was offside by your naked eye, then it's offside. But if you cannot tell, you look at 2 or 3 times on slow-mo or whatever it is, and you cannot tell, hey, it's not offside.
There's no advantage.
It needs some fixing.
What kind of advantage is a toe?
I have a to pick up on Gaetano's point, which I agree 100%. I will say the full body of an offensive player should be.
I wouldn't say the
full
too much.
between the full body.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying to have daylight in between, which I don't know how that would be calculated.
I will definitely go for that because a little bit this or a little bit that's BS. Let it be the full body. It's not that you are one because if you are just 1/3 on offside, I will never call that. I will just say if the full body it's behind the line, it's behind the defensive line, then it's an offside.
I think
I will change that rule 100%.
We saw a couple times this season where we brought this up, where remember Ronaldo was off by a toenail, and we were arguing. You say, and some attacker, it might have been Cassano or Vieri, somebody was saying that the attackers are actually at a disadvantage now. The offsides is to stop the attacker from having a clear advantage over the defender, right? And they're saying they have to have a disadvantage because there's no real advantage, number one, with the toe. Let's be honest. It's supposed to stop a clear advantage. And number 2, the attacker has to jump back behind and go because you got centimeters that you could go check on the TV. I absolutely agree with you. And I think there was a good solution, which I liked, which, they put 2 lines now. They put one really thin one and another really thin one, and they line them up. I'd say you make one thick line, whatever an inch, we agree, it has to be an inch apart. You put that down. If you can't tell when you go, you cannot get this zoom in feature where they put the dotted lines and they see one dot in between. That's not right. The guy's heel was a little bit up, and they called it offsides. There is no advantage. This is not science. Football is not a science.
It's the same thing if it's a penalty or if it's not a penalty. You look at it with the naked eye, and you don't have to spend minutes and minutes looking at the review. And if you cannot tell when you look at it in the first 4, 5, 6, 10, you cannot tell. Let the referee, whatever call the referee made, leave it.
But it's the way also VAR is being interpreted. So you have a specific episode in one game, and the VAR comes in. You have the same episode in another game, and the VAR doesn't come in. Why? So there's too many. No, it's the way you interpret it. The new rules. It's not clear yet as a whole the way VAR should be interpreted. And it's even difficult for the simple fan to understand it, because I don't think whoever made VAR, whoever created VAR, they don't even understand it themselves.
Okay, now
That's the way I see
since
it.
you said, and I'm going to put this. This is the last time I'm going to put this on the table.
I do not.
I don't
think
believe
that.
that. I don't believe
It's
that.
something different. It's something different.
Okay.
You have a referees, and then you have two sidelines, and you have the quarto uomo, right?
Yeah.
Why, when there is a call that is a contradictory call that the referee has been asked to go to the VAR, why don't the four of them they go together? Because if the referees go, oh shit, I'm not 100% sure. What do you think?
The fourth,
But he has the VAR room to do
the
that.
fourth man doesn't watch the game 90% of the time.
Let them be three. Let them be the three.
He's
No,
not
but-
watching
two
the
out
game.
of
He's
three.
watching the
Let them
coaches
be-
if they're out of the technical
Alludo,
line.
but
That's
let
what
them be 2 out of
That's what
3.
the VAR room
No,
is
but
for.
they
Technically,
but
they all referees, those guys.
But they
You
are
don't get it to
talking.
sideline.
They are talking to each other.
No, but not the referees only who go looking. Many
No, he's
times
saying
you see
to
the
actually
referee
go
looking
watch
at.
the video,
I
I
want to
think.
see the three of them looking at, and then the ref is going to say,
These
hey,
guys are
what
going
do
to
you
run
think?
more than the players.
That's what I'm saying. So what do you think? What do you think? Then, with the VAR and with at least being 2 out of 3 on the same page, then you said, hey.
But how do you see it, Anton? I mean, you know that the linesman, the linesman cannot pass the midfield, and the other linesman cannot pass the midfield, correct?
Right.
So now if something happens on that side, how can you call the linesman from
No,
this side? He's on the midfield to
But
call.
you don't understand my point. I'm just saying, you have the three of them looking at the VAR at the same time, not making the call, judging on the call. When there is a VAR, it's been called the VAR. Instead of being only the referees go looking at the video.
Because everybody looks at specific things.
What are you
How you
doing,
doing?
Anton?
What are you-
Anton, what are you
don't
doing?
get too mad.
You're
You're
scaring me over here.
Why are you standing up?
You're gonna go check the VAR.
But how can
Anton, you gotta
something...
talk
You're
in the
talking to
mic.
a wall.
Okay? So let them be the three of them looking at it, besides the two, three losers that
Okay.
they have on the VAR room over there. So let them be more people judging and say, hey, because the ref can say, hey, by the way, this guy you
I
got
don't
a
agree.
phone call. You don't agree?
I don't agree.
All right.
I don't, because you have one linesman that only stays in the middle of the field.
Yeah, but he's
Because
saying
the
the
other-
judge just based off the video that they watch
On
on the
the video.
replay.
I'm just
he's
saying,
saying not,
let them
not
judge
like
on
in
the
live
video.
time, but he's saying all three of them should go, since they technically
Yeah.
are referees, to judge it from the video.
Yeah. Instead of being only the referee, let them be even the linesmen go
that's-
to watch the video
but
with
that's
the
what they
referee.
have
So now
already-
you have 6 eyes instead. Now you have
Yes.
10
Yes.
eyes instead of...
Yes. Yes.
The point is, Ando, it's not matter. It's matter when the VAR calls the referee in, because not every decision, not everything that happens in the box gets called. The VAR intervenes. They intervene in certain games for that particular, but then they don't intervene in the other
Right.
games.
So
it's not a unilateral.
But that's a mistake. If they do that, that's a mistake.
correct. So that means the rules are not clear.
But the protocol is there. They just they have to. Sometimes they do make a mistake.
We're talking about Genoa yesterday. That was clearly not a penalty.
We agree that VAR sucks.
By the way,
No, they don't suck.
the thing that they could do though, like Australia has, I sent you guys that video. Australia, everybody hears what the VAR room and what the referee are saying. I think more transparency
Much
would
more.
make everybody a lot happier.
Much more. Because
If
everyone's
we can know what
I'm
what
going to
the
throw the
idea
last
is.
one on the table. This is the best one. When you're watching a Formula One
these
Grand
come every 5
listen to
minutes.
this. When you're watching a Formula One Grand Prix right now, you can actually hear what the pilots is talking
That's what
with
I'm
the
saying.
Scuderia. Let them be that the VAR is being heard
That's what we're
by
saying.
the entire stadium. Okay? Not just by the coach or by the referee. If somebody's on the VAR room and they say, hey, there might be a questionable call, let them be everybody listening to what's going on. The technology is there.
In
okay?
Australia, they mic the referees up.
Okay, so the same way
That's
they
what I'm
mic the
saying.
referees when you go watching a football game, mic the referees when they discussing those things with VAR.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree
so
that
we
that
get
would be
to
a good next
understand
step.
who's making the call and what kind of a call was made.
And why something would have
Okay.
been missed if there was.
We have
something
the
missed.
mic, Ludo. We have the mic. Have you seen that black thing that goes up and down with the camera?
Yeah.
That can be used as a mic too. And they have it. Okay, this is the 22nd century, not the 21st. This is the 22nd century already.
And if they don't have it, we'll lend them ours.
We'll lend them. They had the microphone over here.
We'll lend them yours.
All right, we'll give them my microphone.
He doesn't talk
Do you
in it
agree,
anyway,
yes or
right?
not? Do you agree, yes or not?
Well, there's a lot of things I know that we can agree on. But first, the rules, they have to be clear themselves. They have to be that calls have to be made. If VAR intervenes
Got some
in
questions?
one game, they have to intervene in the other 15 games for similar incidents. That the fans still do not understand when and how VAR can come in.
All right,
They still don't get that.
Mike's got questions. Mike.